I am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Welcome guys to my first ever Guilty Pleasure movie review. Now this is going to be a new series about all the films that I like, which are pretty much bad, but I love them anyway. Some aren't going to be bad, some are going to be cult classics, which I really love, which not a lot of people have seen, but you know, they could be classed as bad films, they could be classed as good, but most of them are cult classics, some of them are going to be bad. And first up is, as you can tell already, John Carpenter's They Live. Now, this isn't a bad film. This is a cult classic. It's a classic of the 80s. One of the best John Carpenter films, in my opinion. Not quite up there with The Thing or Halloween, but I'd say it's his third best. And it's a fantastic film. It stars the WWF wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper, or Roddy Piper as he's just in this, and Keith David, who was also in John Carpenter's The Thing, and more recently he's been seen in Shane Black's The Nice Guys. Basically the story of this film is there's a drifter played by Roddy Piper. He comes into town, he gets a job on a building site, he befriends Keith David's character, and he goes to live on this little camp where a lot of the people who have become unemployed and come on hard times are now living. And he sees some suspicious things going on in the church over the road. And basically he finds some sunglasses, puts them on, and then sees the real world for what it is. Basically, you know, most of the people in power are aliens, disguised as humans, and all advertising and money and everything, you know, when you see it as an advertisement, but when you put the shades on, it says obey, or money, it's money, but when with the shades on, this is your God, things like that. And yeah, it's such a great film, and I was watching it the other day. I was watching it like 2 days ago, just, you know, for this review, and I was like quite surprised at how a lot of the things the movie's trying to say actually is relevant today. You know, like people on the breadline, people losing their jobs, people, you know, I've watched a documentary about camps, these Skid Row camps in America where people actually live, and this film's set in the 80s when greed was good, and you know, high-powered bankers and everything was, you know, in charge, and that materialistic things were important, but it kind of rings true today. And yeah, it is a very funny film. It is a silly film, a ridiculous film in a way, but deep down it has got a message, and a message that is relevant this day and age. Going on to the acting, Roddy Piper is actually very good in this. Well, a lot of wrestlers are good because, you know, they are actors first and foremost. But yeah, in this, Roddy Piper's really good. Keith David is excellent. I liked Keith David. I can't actually remember what else I've seen Keith David in. I liked him in The Thing, and I liked him recently in The Nice Guys. I can't actually remember. I'm sure I've seen him in other things, but I can't actually remember what. But yeah, they're both good. There's some really great lines in this. The line that I opened the video with, that is like one of the all-time classic movie lines of all time. It's just brilliant, ridiculously brilliant. There's also lines like, you know, when he first puts the shades on, and he walks into a convenience store, and he sees all the aliens and people mingling, and he goes to a woman. He bumps into a woman, and he points at her and he goes, "You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly." Just fantastic lines like that. I absolutely love this film. There's a 10-minute fight scene between Roddy Piper and Keith David's characters, which just keeps going on, and it just gets more and more ridiculous. It's pretty brutal, to be honest. all because Roddy Piper is trying to get Keith David to wear the sunglasses and see what he sees. But it's in an alleyway, and it just like goes on, and it's pretty brutal. You know, the punches. You know, there's a lot of wrestling moves involved. There's a funny bit where, even though Keith David's been a bit dirty in the fight, he goes to, I mean, there's a point where he's pretty much beaten Roddy Piper, and he goes to hold his hand out to help him up, and as he's lifting him up, he punches him back down again. I thought that were a bit dirty. And then there's another scene where, during the fight, where Keith David, I can't remember what he's going to do, but Roddy Piper goes to punch him in the bollocks, and then he's like, "Hey, you dirty motherfucker!" And it's like, what? You've been as dirty as that. You know, you've been more dirty. There's nothing wrong with punching someone in the balls. But yeah, an absolute brilliant fight. One of the all-time best fight scenes in movie history. It's fantastic. The aliens look pretty good. The film ends with a great shot. I'm not going to give too much away in this film and what happens, but the film ends with a fantastic scene. But yeah, it's a great film, some good acting. Now, I've been trying to think, when was the first time I actually watched this movie? Because it does bring back a lot of nostalgic memories when I watched this. It must have been like, I think I got it on VHS in the early 90s. And I remember watching it one night, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Not a lot of people who I know have actually seen this film for some reason, but it's brilliant. Everyone should check it out. It's a cult classic. Everyone should check it out. It's brilliant. So I'm trying to think. What did Roddy Piper star in? Were he in many films after this? I know he was in this They Live, and he was in one called Hell Comes to Frogtown, which is like a ridiculous B-movie type thing, which I might do a video on one day. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else that he was in. But he is really good in this film. Yeah, Keith David's really good. Good effects, good comedy, good action, good fight scenes. I just love this film. It's just fantastic. It's a film that I like to, if I'm bored, I like to stick it on. It's quite serious in parts as well. The first act is pretty serious. Watching all the people interact, all the people who've lost things, and the down on the luck, and yeah, it's really, really good. So let me know down below, guys, what you think of this film. Write in my comments. Have you seen They Live? Do you regard this as a cult classic or a guilty pleasure? A guilty pleasure movie, should I say? Yeah, comment down below. What do you think of Roddy Piper and Keith David in this movie? The alien effects, and where do you rank this in John Carpenter's filmography? Like I said, I think it's probably my third favourite John Carpenter film, behind The Thing and Halloween. So yeah, let me know, guys. Like and share my channel, and remember, guys, stay heroic.